Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to Graceful Living and welcome to all of you that are new here today. Today, I am tackling a quick refresh on our front porch area just in time for Christmas. So I hope you will come along with me as I get started. Now, if you didn't see my last front porch refresh, I simply stapled a couple pieces of ribbon to the back of my chalkboard in order to add more stability to it all. I then used 2 command strips to keep it all safe and secure on the door. And because I loved this chalkboard grouping so very much, I did decide to reuse it once again, and I think it should be a pretty easy transformation. All right, after taking all of my fall decor off and cleaning this up just a little bit, I thought it might be a lot easier to work on if it were propped up here on the counter. So I just grabbed my greenery box to keep it in place and went to work figuring out what I might want to use. Now, a quick reminder, as I began this project, I knew that I was running out of Christmas decor. I have decorated the entire house and the porch is the last thing on my list. So that means I don't have a lot to choose from. Now, this is the perfect time to begin a list of Christmas decor you feel that you want or need for next year. Leaving that list in your notes on your phone will have you well prepared for next season. And maybe even take a moment to set a quick reminder that will alert you the beginning of July. That way you will be one of the first ones to visit and purchase new items from Hobby Lobby next year. Okay, with the largest pieces in place, now it's really just a game of filling in, figuring out what looks best where, and trying to make sure that it all gets balanced out. Now, because I do love to keep things very cohesive throughout our home, I want to try and incorporate what I have going on indoors on the outside as well. So, bringing in some more green and black is definitely on the list. Now, I am going to use my pipe cleaners all throughout this because it's just easier and I already have them out. Usually I use wire, but honestly, I think the pipe cleaners might be a little bit easier to use. So what I am doing is I am wrapping it around the little hook of the ornament, cutting it off, and then using that little bit to wrap around a longer toothpick. Then to keep it in place, I am using just a dab of hot glue on either side of the pipe cleaner that is coiled around the toothpick. That way it's not going to slide off, but it's giving me a long enough piece to stick into the floral foam and keep the ornament in place. Now, some of these ornaments are glass ornaments, but that is all that I had left. So I'm really wanting to make sure that they are going to stay in place on the door as it opens and closes each and every day. I am wanting to add in some longer pieces of greenery to the bottom. So to make it easier to do and just better to see, I'm going to switch it out with my iron piece on the wall for a minute and go to work here. And to add a little more balance to it all, I do want to add in more of that coppery brown color that I've used in the pine cones. So I quickly grabbed a piece of my beaded garland that I had in the living room, and I used it in a couple places here as well. And I think that did the trick. And of course, before putting it back into place, I took the opportunity to kind of touch up my door and make sure that everything is nice and clean. Okay, before we bring any more Christmas decor into the space, I just want to take a quick minute to get everything out of this little area, including all of my fall decor and my planters. That way I can kind of wash down all of my plants and planters without having to worry about it splashing all in here. And then I will go ahead, bring the hose up into this space and hose it down really quick. That way I'm starting with a nice clean area before the holiday. I did decide to grab a planter from out back to bring back into this space, and at the time I didn't even realize the copper on the leaves was going to go so well with the ornaments on the door decor. So that made me quite happy as I stood back and took notice. Ronnie was a sweetheart and a half and did a much better job at attaching my finial here on top by adding in a simple screw, which made it much more sturdy. Now, I did decide to move things around. Like I have said so many times before, I don't always know exactly what I'm going to do, but I do have ideas in my head that sometimes change as the day goes on. These black twigs were a gift from my sweet mother-in-law. She knows me so well. I have waited to use them here, and I'm so excited to see them all lit up against the greenery. Now here is where I ran into a little bit of an issue when it came to my Christmas decor. For some reason, I really don't have a lot of Christmas greenery, and I definitely need to invest in more. So that is already tucked away in my notes and added to my alert for July. Now, I know that sounds so silly right now, but I am sure you have noticed that seasonal decor gets brought to the shelves much earlier as the years go on. And for the past few years, if you wait until it is time to decorate, you are left with very little to choose from. So I want to be ready and be sure to have first pick if I can. So if that means to add a little reminder to my phone today, I'm going to do it. Once I got all the ivy moved to the front of this planter, I had hoped that my lantern would fit in here and sit on the base of the sphere, and it did. I think it adds so much to the planter, but I am going to add in a little more accessorizing with some ornaments and that beautiful velvet ribbon I have used over and over this year. I found this adorable sign months ago at Walmart and had hoped to use it here on the porch. But once I got it in place, it was missing a pop of color to blend in with the rest of the decor. So a simple snowflake prop next to it worked out great. And with a couple more pieces put into place, we are done here on the inside of the gate. Next is to address the space right outside our gate. I purchased these lanterns last year at Walmart and they have been up all year long and are working out great. And they also add a lot of ambiance to the space at night. Now, because they were hung using a zip tie, I can use that to keep my greenery secure and in place. And to embellish them just a little bit more, I'm going to add in a couple more ornaments and some ribbon to finish it all off. Today, I have made mention of being prepared, making a list, and even setting reminders in your phone. And that got me thinking of Proverbs 6:6-8. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. Now, obviously, Christmas decor is not of most importance, but I do think we can take a lesson from the ant and, of course, the scriptures about being prepared. If we are unprepared for certain things, we are simply left with the end of the barrel or just completely without. The Bible teaches us that we reap what we sow. And obviously, if we don't take the time to sow, there is nothing there to reap. But on the contrary, if we do take some initiative and act before we need to, we are prepared for that need. Being prepared and willing to look ahead gives us time to pray and seek the Lord first, so that He is in the midst of all that we do and will help guide us down the right path. As always, I want to thank you all for watching and supporting my channel. Reading through your comments is such a delight, and oftentimes I find myself in tears over your thoughtfulness. So thank you so much. I also wanted to let you know that my Christmas home tour will be up on Tuesday, December 14th. So I invite you all to come back then to take a tour through our home, all decorated for the season. But until then, I wish you a wonderful rest of your week. Remember to stay safe, be blessed, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.